Okay, the last reaction type I would do is called a combustion reaction. Combustion reactions involve hydrocarbons, which are simply carbons and hydrogens. Sometimes there'll be oxygens as well. But a couple of things always are the case as you look to the other things in the reaction. Your other reactant is always this O2, so you'll see that that's a common thing with this. And since you have carbons combining with the oxygen, of course you're always going to get CO2 as your one thing. Hydrogens will also combine and you'll get H2O. So this part of the reaction is pretty consistent. So when you see plus O2, products being CO2 and H2O, you know you're looking at a combustion reaction when the thing at the beginning, the other thing, is some sort of a hydrocarbon. And this could be a lot of things. The simplest of them would be methane, which would be CH4. You could have ethane, which is, of course, C2. H6, you could have propane, which is C3H8, and so forth. But in all of these cases, when they burn, when they combust, they're going to react with oxygen. This is the one that's going on with Bunsen burner flames because methane is primarily the thing that comes out of there. If you grill at home over propane, or some people heat their homes and so forth with propane, this is the reaction going on there. Butane, this is what's in cigarette lighters and so forth. So you'd have that. And there's a variety of things, but notice the consistency. They're all like C's and H's of some sort, and they're going to combine with oxygen. So my products will always be CO2 and H2O. And then, and you do that for all of these, and then you could just simply balance them. CO2, H2O. And let me just do one or two. I have one carbon, so I have one carbon here. I have two hydrogens, or four hydrogens, so I'd need a 2 here to give me 4. And if you look at my oxygens, I have 2 here plus 2 here for a total of 4, which means I'd put a 2 there to balance it. With this one, I have 2 carbons here, so I'd put a 2 there. I have 6 hydrogens, so I'd put a 3 there. And this is one of those situations I told you about before, where if you have a situation where you have an odd number on one side and they only come in even numbers on the other, and this was in one of the first videos in this series about balancing, one of the tricks is to go back and do double everything you've done already. So let me just do that in a slightly different color so it's a little more obvious. So I put a 2 there, which now means this becomes a 4, this becomes a 6, and so now I have 8 plus 6, so I have 14 oxygens on this side, and that I can do by putting a 7 there. And so then this would be an example of a combustion reaction. So it's kind of nice. It's a very common sort of a thing to see, and the nice thing when you're dealing with combustion reactions is it's very consistent. You always see this O2, CO2, and H2O, and then some sort of a hydrocarbon.